Spain fans, hola chicos. So
guys.
we're just setting off on another little kind of weekend break, staycation, a special one this, because it's to celebrate our 30-year anniversary. Last week we went to Murcia, didn't film any of that, sorry guys. Before that, the week before, to Almeria. Next week we're heading to Majaca Pueblo, and today we're going to the beautiful city of Granada. So we're going to share some of this experience with you, and I think it's great just to see as well how conveniently situated Arboleas is, really, because Murcia, we were there in an hour and 20 minutes last week. Don't know how long to Granada, maybe 2 hours, I'm not sure, but we'll keep you posted. And let's go and enjoy a fantastic weekend, and we look forward to sharing this with you guys. See you soon. Road trip, staycation. So there's a couple of ways you can get up to Granada from the Arboleas area or from Almeria. We've opted to go up what's the old A334 and pick up via a place called Baza, the A92. I know this sounds a bit geeky, but there's a lot of wonderful motorways in Spain, but I think the A92 probably has to be one of my favourites. The scenery, as you can see in the background, is absolutely amazing. It took us about 40 minutes to pick this motorway up, and it runs down from Baza through Guadix, then Granada. You can divert off to Seville and Cadiz and Cordoba, or it carries on all the way down to Malaga. So a fantastic motorway. You're driving through loads of wonderful natural parks. We're going to pull in for a little road stop in a minute just to get a brew, a little bit of light refreshment before continuing the journey down. So we're 40 minutes in at the moment. I'd estimate probably an hour and a half, maybe an hour 40 max, and we'll be in Granada. And as we're getting nearer, so many wonderful memories of this fantastic city, so we're getting super excited. Are you happy still, mate?
Excuse me, super excited. Yeah, can't wait.
I don't know if I'm actually filming you.
It doesn't matter.
The car at the same time. Hello. I don't know. You can see the kind of landscape has changed dramatically from what we have in Almeria. It's lots of forested hills. Possibly a little bit greener, but not so much. And we're now in the land of the olives as opposed to the citrus, so catch you soon. This is why I love the A92 motorway. Look at this scenery we're driving through now. Absolutely incredible. We're just tooting along, we're not racing, you know, so I think we're on schedule for about an hour and 40 minutes to hit Granada. I think we're about 20 kilometres outside now. And this is why I was saying earlier, I think the A92 is up there with one of my favourite motorways. It's just got so much going on around it, absolutely beautiful scenery compared to the E15. Is absolutely fantastic, the Mediterranean Autovia, but it's frankly quite a boring drive, but this is amazing. So we've arrived, yay! So we're on the Granada Ring Road now, what's known as the Granada Ring Road. Precisely an hour and 40 minutes, and that's taking out the coffee stop as well. This is a circular road that runs all the way around the centre with turn-offs up to the Sierra Nevadas and obviously into city centre. I think it's a little bit of a culture shock when you're used to driving around the quiet streets of Arboleas and Zahena and that location, to suddenly come into a big city and get these big motorways and ring roads and stuff like that. It kind of shocks the senses a little bit, but it's fairly easy to navigate as long as you've got a sat-nav. We know Granada fairly well, but I don't really. We're going to have to rely on the sat-nav to get us to where we're going. And you can see obviously now, because we're getting near to city centre, you've got a much higher volume of traffic than we're used to driving in. For anyone in the UK, this is probably light traffic. We're not bumper to bumper, but as I say, from coming from Arboleas and driving around the little country lanes and stuff, this is a lot of traffic for us. So we're right in the centre now, following the sat-nav along, as you can hear in the background, set to Spanish. So for this particular weekend, we've booked an apartment off of booking.com. It's called the Gran Experience, really in the centre. And this is our apartment, number 2A. So let's go and have a little look what we've got. But we literally are a spit from Corte Inglés, the main department store. Wow, look, this is all geared up. Thank you all for our wonderful cards and prezzies. We left a lot at home, but we brought these with us. And special thanks there to Yvonne and her fantastic cupcakes that she's made for us. And Michelle and Loz for their gift bottles and glasses. Hey, not bad. Let's have a little wander around. Not the biggest, but wonderfully comfortable. Got a nice sofa. Hey, love. How are you?
Hello.
Look, got a kitchen. I don't know. Well, we'd be using the fridge certainly for
Absolutely.
storing the fizz.
So cute.
Hey, on into the bedroom. Parking was a little bit of an experience, I have to say. Typical city centre car parks in cities over in Spain is spaces, they aren't particularly generous. So anything above a Toyota Yaris sized car, then you have a little bit of a problem. But we've managed to find somewhere literally 30 metres, 40 metres down the road from here, so not too much of a struggle. Lovely bathroom. I like our bamboo ladder that we've got going up there. Quite what's that for, I'm not sure. Apparently we've got a big terrace, so let's just go and have a look at that. So yeah, got a wonderful terrace. It's not actually private, but I don't think there's many people staying in the building at the moment. Up there on the hill you can see the Sacromonte district, which is the old gypsy quarter, some cave houses and stuff up there, famous for the flamenco of course. And look, we've got a great big terrace. And pop round the corner. Even got a hot tub. Don't know whether it's working, but we'll certainly be checking that out. We'll think of worse spots to spend our anniversary weekend. And literally down below us there, that's the street that runs at the back of Corte Inglés. Alright, let's get out and start having some fun and exploring. I can feel a nice cold glass of cava or perhaps a gin and tonic coming on. So back in the city and welcome, eh? Look, just round the corner from our hotel, lovely little terraces and bars. So we're just going to go and avail ourselves of a nice glass of fizz somewhere. Spoiled for choice. It's absolutely beautiful kind of living in somewhere like Arboleas, surrounded by the countryside and the sunshine, but equally it's nice to get away and enjoy some of the buzz of a big city. Granada's a particular favourite. Wow, cafe football. And look, you've got all the nice tables and chairs here, so look good for you, dear. Yeah. This way. Come on then, let's find a table. So we've headed for this one very cleverly because it's got a kind of huge covered terrace. And we can use that then because it looks like there's a few drops of rain coming. We just arrived and hey ho, sure it'll clear up soon. Right. Table under cover, first glass of cava on the way. So we didn't manage to stay in the seafood tapas bar. It looked amazing, but all the tables were booked and it's all this 30% occupancy. So that looks rather nice. So I think we'll start there. But look at this wonderful arched walkway. And you can see absolutely super duper popular. We've just had some wonderful, well, sorry, we didn't film it. We were our first bottle of cava down, which was absolutely amazing. We've had some wonderful boccheronis with that and some oven-baked ham, which was absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, it was gorgeous.
And we're kind of, I don't know, we're not on the shopping trail, are we, love? No. Mooching, eating, having some drinks is lovely. So we've just come into Tinta y Fina, which is one of our favourite restaurants, and managed to book a table for this evening. You can see it's lunchtime at the moment, absolutely heaving. But hey, we're back tonight at 9 o'clock and the food here is absolutely amazing. So it's called Tinta y Fina. So we'll film tonight when we come and have some dinner, but wow, guys, you wait, the food is absolutely incredible. So, sorry guys, bit of an epic fail today because, well, we've been out, we've had a wonderful day and wanted to share that experience with you in Granada. It's been fantastic, but the battery died, so no filming was done. but we took in a stag do, sorry. We've done some fantastic shopping. Granada's quite unique still as a city because every time you have a beer, and we've had quite a few, I think that's it, yeah, quite a few, but you get a free tapas and some amazing tapas. Hammam, anchovies,
Best cheese ever.
some wonderful cheese, fantastic, can't say better. Berenjena, which is aubergine, is it? With honey, yeah, with honey. Absolutely fantastic. It's now 9 o'clock, we're going out for a fantastic dinner. We've had a little siesta, traditional, see, we're keeping in with how it's done here. And you can see the city's absolutely abuzz now. Everyone's starting to wake up, everyone's out. And we're just off for a fantastic meal, which we'll share with you. And we'll try and replace some of the filming we didn't do yesterday with some of the filming tomorrow. I think that's fair. See, the whole place is coming to life. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, loving this restaurant. One of our favourites to say. You can have fusion food, Japanese, whatever. We've gone for the traditional Spanish tonight. Gwen's opted for a gorgeous plate of clams, almecas. Yeah. I've gone for the traditional croquetas. Even had a Campari and orange juice, a real blast from the past, eh? Absolutely super. Just love this district, and you can see, look, all the bikes pulled up. Everyone out, having a nice time, having a coffee, having a beer. This is Granada for real. Every corner you go round, there's bars, there's cafes. It's an absolutely amazing atmosphere. Sadly, minus the tourists. Absolutely beautiful evening.
Only an hour and a half away from Arboleas.
It's a wee bit cooler here as well, I think it's fair to say. This is a famous restaurant in Granada, Chiquito. We've eaten there twice before. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. It was fair. It's one on the tourist radar. It's touted as one of the best restaurants, but to be honest, every time we've eaten there, it's been bloody awful. But we're going to wander up now to some little street bars, have a nightcap. When's going on about having a coffee? I'm not sure. I think I might go for a rum and coke. Hot chocolate. I might go for a rum and coke. Absolutely majestic, eh? Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Well, it's Sunday morning. There's no chance really of a line if you're staying in city centre because of the Christ knows how many churches there are, like this one behind me. There's been a dawn chorus calling people to mass, the bells ringing for about half an hour now, and it's kind of approaching 10 o'clock. I've just come out from the apartment, wonderful night's rest in there, absolutely beautiful apartment. And today we're super excited because we're going for our first ever Segway tour. It's a guided tour in English that's going to take us to two districts, I think, of the city we've never visited before, so very much looking forward to that. I think we'll be skirting the Alhambra. We're not going to go into the Alhambra, we've been there 3 or 4 times before, and if you get the opportunity, of course, if it's the first visit to Granada, that's a real must-see destination and allow a lot of time because it's a substantial complex, absolutely beautiful, and you could easily spend 2 days roaming around it and still not learn everything there is about it. So heading down to the main Rambla now, at the bottom of the city. Oh, it looks like we've got a little bit of a classic car show. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, one feature I think I've always liked about Spanish cities is how much of them are actually pedestrianised. The Spaniards certainly like to have a stroll, walk about, don't want to be kind of running or dodging traffic. So there's always huge areas of the city that are pedestrianised. This is one of the main Rambla walkways in
Granada, and as I said, I also love the way impromptu things spring up if you're in a big city. Normally every weekend there's some kind of event for you to come along and enjoy. And this morning we've got some stunning classic car beauties. I won't profess to know a great deal about automobiles or old cars, but these are real vintage. Perhaps you'll be able to identify some of these a little bit better than me. To give you some idea of scale, oh, I recognise one. There's an old Austin. Runs all the way along the front here. I say it's approaching 10 o'clock in the morning. And already lots of people out. I'm thinking of you, Holman, watching, filming this, because I think this is... You'd be in your element here, wouldn't you? Oh, now. Yeah, I saw the MG first, which was... Obviously, look at that. Beautiful. But now, eh? Stunning old Jag. I'm not sure what that monstrosity they parked next to it is. I don't think it kind of justifies its position. Always love this apartment block, residential, quite grand. Look at the roof gardens up here. And then this is a favourite restaurant of ours. Changed hands, I think, a couple of years ago, and the last time we went it wasn't so amazing, but I'm sure it's back on form. It's called Las Titas, as you can see, and they have a wonderful garden. The interior of the restaurant's absolutely lovely. And then bowling through here. Like the old cobbles, I don't think you can see. They're around a lot of the city. And it brings you out. Onto a very relaxing riverside walk. And all this is spot into city centre. I've been joined by Wendy now, and we're just wandering up towards the Alhambra, but this is now the start of what they call the Jewish quarter. So again, lots of narrow streets, all cobbled. People do drive through these, but I'm quite amazed. It's a little bit of a scary prospect. But we've had to step out of the way for 2 or 3 cars so far coming up, but hey ho. So we're approaching our little meeting point for the Segway tour. Just loving the buzz of the place, to be honest. It's kind of, you know, I know Sunday's a sleepy, peaceful day, but here in the city it's very, very active and very, very lively. So we're a little bit apprehensive, having never been on a Segway. Wendy says her balance is rubbish. I don't agree, mine is. So we've just come into the Plaza Puchaleros, which is, I suppose, at the foot of the Alhambra complex. You can see just a glorious plaza here. The feature fountain that they tend to have in all these squares. Look at the magnificent buildings. And up in the distance you can see that's Sacromonte, which is the Gypsy Quarter. I think that's where we'll be going on our Segway. So we're just going to grab a quick café con leche. Too early for something stronger, but I'm sure we'll have one of those later. And then go and pick up the Segways. Just so gorgeous here, eh? Wow. Look up there at the very foot. at the top. 7-foot top. Amazing. So here we are at Top Segway in which is just located off the Plaza Nueva in the historic centre, I suppose, of Granada. It's where 3 different districts kind of converge, and we're with our guide Georgie, who's English speaking, perfect. And Wendy, as you can see, has donned the wonderful hairnet and the helmet, and she's about to do some Segway practice because we've never done this before, so let's take it from there. So Wendy's surveying the beast she's got to master. We've had a quick explanation, and Wendy's very nervous. Look of trepidation.
So right now we go there and to the left over there and like this to bench, alright?
Wendy's being very brave. Quite a steep hill start. I don't think relaxed describes it. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing because it's me next. Wow, doing really good, love. Whoa, she's off. Yay, we're in a little kind of courtyard, so we're not having to deal with too many pedestrians and traffic, so she's done well. Gosh, she's got to grips with that quick. I was laughing, but I'm the nervous one now because I don't think I'm going to pick it up that quickly. Here she comes, setting a speed, hairnet and all. Yay! So we're going along now the River Darrow, just trying to get to grips with these machines. I've lost Wendy, she's up ahead. Got cars coming up as well. Beep, 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 beep. So we've just come up the Carrera del Darro, which is following the course of the El Darro River. Really the kind of lifeblood of this quarter. This is still in the Albaicin district. Check this out. It's one of the busiest streets, I say, in Granada because it connects the 3 different districts. Albaicin, the Alhambra, but look at this beautiful street market. And then the Alhambra sitting above us here. How stunning is that? The building in front isn't part of the Alhambra complex. It's the oldest hospital in Granada. It's currently closed at the moment, so I've been told. And if I pop through here, you've got a legendary flamenco dancer. Granada, I suppose, in the south is the capital of flamenco, but it's practiced still to this day, and it's done by the gypsies in cave houses a lot of the time. And of course there's loads of shows for the tourists. Alhambra actually stands for red, rojo, because of, well, they say it's because the builder had red hair and a fiery red beard, but it's more likely that it was made of red bricks of clay. And look at this beautiful valley here. And this girl finds it very funny. She sits here, she's smiling a lot. What a beautiful setting. Look, we parked the Segways for this one. Here we go. So we're up in Sacromonte, which is the gypsy quarter. These may not look like it, but every house here is actually a cave house. Up there you can see part of what was the ancient wall, and quite a funny story that there's lots of it that's kind of been taken down, but they say that the kind of gypsies took a lot of the bricks to build these frontages. I don't know if I believe that or not. And then coming down here, who wouldn't love this? You can get some idea of the scale of the Alhambra complex as it stands today. I mean, this was built in the 13th century, and they started with a kind of fortress section first, but what a fantastic position. I mean, it's so protected because you've got hills that are kind of insurmountable, or faces that are insurmountable all the way around. Coming along here, George, who's guiding us through quite ably. Hey, mate. What a wonderful viewing platform. So life from a Segway, dodging cars. We've just come down the most narrow, cobbled and very steep street, and it was tricky, I have to say, but wow, this is an experience. Really recommend this to anybody. We're back on roads where traffic's allowed now, so I have to be a bit careful, but I'm not going to say I'm getting to grips with it, because that's obviously tempting fate, but at the moment it's manageable and enjoyable. Quite a lot cooler here in Granada than we are in Almeria, about 4 or 5 degrees I'd say, but comfortable, you know. So much to film in this beautiful city, but I'm struggling because I'm running out of storage space. I'm going to move a little bit quicker. This is the Plaza St. Nicholas outside of the Alhambra. This is probably the most visited tourist spot in the whole of Granada city, and the reason why is Mr. Jack Kennedy himself, I think Jack Kennedy or one of the Kennedys certainly, said this is the best viewpoint of the Alhambra. Even during COVID times, look, you can see it's busy. I've been up here once before in non-COVID times and you couldn't even get close to the edge here. It's so busy with tourists and people coming to take out pictures and videos of this stunning view. And it's from this angle you can see the Sierra Nevadas. That's the second highest peak up there, you can see. And that's part of the ski resort, obviously in the winter. You can get the ski lift virtually up all the way to the top of that one. And you can still see some of the glaciers there at the moment. So, Segway tour over and done. We're feeling supercharged because we didn't fall off. Had an amazing time, and we've just come back into the Arab Quarter now. And as you see, lovely dish of baba ganoush. I've never been to this district before or spent any time, but it's absolutely amazing. So I think it is a little bit like kind of Morocco, because all the streets are like a little labyrinth, and there's all stores selling wonderful carpets and brass teapots and silver teapots. But going to enjoy this, and then we're going off for a Hammam spa afterwards. Bon appetit, my dear. Our lovely spa finished. I think we're all suitably chilled and relaxed, and literally just around the corner, check out this beautiful little terrace bath. Running by the side of the River Darrow. We're just going to have a quick one here before heading back to change for dinner. Coming up to 6 o'clock. So we've just stumbled upon this place in a little side street. It's an exhibition re the Spanish Inquisition and the instruments of torture that were used. The Inquisition was probably around the 1500s, and it was kind of aimed at the Moors who had been in control. So Isabella and Ferdinand, King and Queen of Spain at the time, Catholic kings and queens, who'd now seized back control, allowed lots of Jewish and Moorish settlers to convert, if you like, to Christianity, and then decided that that wasn't enough and they wanted to swell the country's coffers. So they launched the Spanish Inquisition, who kind of tormented and tortured people for many, many years. So these lovely things here, this is basically to scrape the flesh off the bone. This is like a clamp which would often be used, 2 prongs stuck in the eyes to lift the victim's head or body. The rack. Oh my gosh, look, the saw, not going to have a happy ending. So this is basically someone hung upside down and then sawn down the middle. the garrote. And these are all original instruments from the Spanish Inquisition. And this is a wonderful water torture block. Really spooky. So you leaned over this and a funnel put in your mouth and varying amounts of jugs of water poured into you, which caused you excruciating pain. How much water was used was down to your tormentor. I'd say a surprise, I wouldn't say a nice surprise to find this on a little side street, but kind of fascinating nonetheless. Gosh, if it's possible, they're getting worse and worse. So this one is a bull, a metal bull. The body would be stuffed inside and a fire would be lit underneath of it, and then your wailing as you died would be seeming like the bull bellowing as it would come from the nostrils. This wonderful contraption here, nobody really knows the origins of this one, but it's known as the Iron Virgin, so some poor soul will be put inside, and you can see there's various spikes and stuff, and the door will be closed. These spikes weren't designed to kill you, more to make you die slowly and painfully, as they'd inflict terrible injuries to all points of the body. One called the ladder rack. And this one here, the pendulum or the pulley, which was designed to cause multiple dislocations, basically ripping one joint of the body away from the next one. Again, death on this one could be made to last days, but it wasn't supposed to be instant. Mind-blowing, really, the kind of instruments we can conceive to torture one another. This one looks wonderful. Look at that lovely spike. And then look at the image behind to see how it's used, and doesn't leave much to the imagination. Came down there off one of the main shopping streets and into the square of the cathedral, and then just walked into that kind of a beautiful open air recital going on. That was gorgeous. And if you can get an idea of the height of the cathedral walls there. One of the things I've noticed is wonderful kind of labyrinth, I suppose, of small pedestrian streets. Keeps things very, very cool. Lots of Moorish influence kind of gift shops here behind me. And then check out this. Hey love, you come in? I don't know. Get some idea of this tiny narrow street. Look at that behind. If you're getting chased by the cops, this is the place to come, because there's no cars or anything coming down here. So we're heading back onto one of the main shopping boulevards, but it's just this. Kind of got slightly disorientated, but hey, how magical is this? Walking around all these kind of little artisan gift shops, they sell perfumes and scarves and plaques and stuff like that. And again, it's encouraging just to see how busy all the streets and everything are. We just wandered up to one of the main shopping thoroughfares, I suppose. You've got your Mangoes and your Zaras. This is Calle Reyes Católicos, the street of the Catholic monarchs. That's good, got a girl fight going on. What I love about this, look, they put up all these kind of wonderful shaded canopies, so you can walk down this street. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've been blessed with the weather this weekend, I have to say. I'm going to turn the camera off in a minute and look in the other direction so I can see Zara coming up, and if Wendy spots that, we'll be in there for kind of 45 minutes. Yay, buses. The big cities, look, buses, they have trains. That was a taxi. I haven't used one, I must admit, all weekend, but it's nice to see them available if you want to. Well, it's 9 AM on a Monday morning. Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're setting off now. Sad hearts. It's been an absolutely amazing weekend, but we're taking away lots of memories, I think it's fair to say. Gosh, we did some good shopping, I know we did that, and we certainly ate some wonderful food and had some nice drinks, but wow, what an action-packed weekend. Segway tour, even took in a torture exhibition, went for a Hammam bath, absolutely fabulous. So I hope you've enjoyed our little trip around Granada. Now we're off to negotiate the horrendous car park and get back onto the road back to Arboleas and to the office. Yes, working today. Have a good one. See you later, guys. Bye.